the music stop? Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Hello. Hi. Greetings, programs. Welcome to Rune's Space Twitch stream. But it's not going to be the regular intro, I swear to God. That's not how we're going to do it. We are back at it again with these warrior cats. Hopefully we'll finish, the section I wanted to do by next week. Or maybe this week. Who knows? Maybe I'll be a beast. These next few pages shouldn't be... Well, actually, no, the next few pages are going to be pretty hard. But today, these two aren't going to kill me. Not like last stream did. And yet, we persist. Cheers. Finishing up the mocha, and then we'll bust into the sugar-free monster, which I am not the biggest fan of, guys. Because it's a funny story. My dumb Sam, we were shopping in Walmart, and I'm running around trying to grab my things and getting back to the cart as fast as possible. And I'm running around trying to find the damn monster, which I keep forgetting, because each Walmart is set up differently, which is bullshit. But some Walmarts put the energy drinks and sodas together, while some put the energy drinks with the alcohol. And it's so confusing sometimes, because they're not that far apart, but it's still, when you're running around trying on a time crunch, and you're like, where is this damn 12-pack? I swear to God. So, I'm running around trying to find this just a 12-pack of Monster. Regular Monster, that's all I want. Just a 12-pack of regular Monster. That's all I'm looking for. I'm getting distracted by all the fall-themed and Halloween decorations. I saw this pumpkin spice flavored cappuccino mix, and I had to grab it, so now I'm looking at that while trying to find this 12-pack. I see a box. I'm finally grab it, run out. I pay for it, of course, and then we run out with it. I get home 2 days later, because I have a surplus of Monster cans. I was just getting this as backup for later. I open the box, and I look at it. I was like, why does this label look different? And then I look at the actual can, and it says, Monster Energy, 0 sugar. What? And then I looked at the box, and yes, it clearly says on the box, Monster, 0 sugar, and I'm just... Why did I not see that? So now I have a 12-pack of sugar-free regular Monster, and I'm gonna be honest, chat, I'm not the biggest fan. It's not terrible, okay? Like, the 0-calorie ones are awful. Like, the white... are they 0-calorie? I don't know. The white ones. The white ones? Blech. I hate those with the burning passion. But this, the 0 sugar one, it's not terrible. It's just not great. And I'm not a fan of it, so... we're gonna get rid of these as soon as possible. Within reason, that is. Because I also have a 30-pack, my bad. A $30 24-pack behind me of regulars that we got at Costco. Because I remembered to read the label. My dumb Sam. Don't at me about the 24-pack, okay? They were on sale. Alright. Speedrun. So how you doing? How have y'all been? I have been... okay. I always get this weird feeling around this time of year, and I've finally noticed what it is. Like, anytime the seasons change, I'm on the wrong goddamn layer. Excuse me. There we go. Anytime the seasons change, or like the weather shifts dramatically, I get this weird, and it's powerful, it's palpable, inkling to completely redesign my entire persona slash fursona. Like, right now my fursona's come under fire. I'm like, do I even like my fursona anymore? Do I want to add lore? Do I want to redesign them just for the season? And I'm sitting there like, why does this happen every year? Like, it used to happen every 2 years. Every 2 years, I'd feel the need to do, like, a full rebrand, because I couldn't stand it anymore. But now it's like, man, it's like every 2 months seems like I just want to, you know, peel my skin off, metaphorically, and create something new. Now, of course, that could just be mental health. But also, I think it has something to do with the seasons changing, and thus me wanting to be in tune with nature would like to change as well. Or, like, feel the need to change. Usually taken in the form of a redesign video. Not video, redesigning my, stuff. But also, just struggle with it, because I get inspired by other creators, and if they have a style that I'm like, ooh, I like that, instead of just saying, I'm a fan of that, my first instinct is to, like, I want to implement that into my style, or to my first persona, and it's just, ugh. Every time? Yes. Yes, every time. It's not imposter syndrome. For the longest time, I thought it was imposter syndrome, but I misunderstood the meaning of the term. The real meaning of imposter syndrome is where you feel like you've tricked everybody into giving you the adoration that you feel that you don't deserve, all the praise that you receive, and that you feel like an imposter. Sorry. Amongst your peers. Now, I thought imposter syndrome was you keep imitating other people because you just want to be liked, or you feel like that's what you need to do, and you're not, like, sharing your real, air quote, real personality because you just want to blend in. Little did I know, that's not imposter syndrome, baby. That's just autism. But for the longest time, I thought that's what it was. But then when other people talk about imposter syndrome, it's like, wait a minute, that's not what I'm feeling. Maybe I'm faking it. Chances are, if you have the thought that says, maybe I'm just faking it for attention, chances are you're not. If you have doubt, you're not. Like, if you have the mental capacity to question whether or not you are doing something out of malice, chances are you're not. Now, that is not 100%, of course. But people who are truly delusional do not question their own delusions. So if you can fully say and admit, hey, I'm delusional, it's not of a catch-22. Well, you're not delusional because you're aware of said, air quote, delusions, which a delusional person would not admit that they are delusional. Because they're deluded to their illusions. That's what delusional means. Deluded to your illusions. Or something like that. I'm not sure what the actual etymology of the word is, but that's what how I remember it. Anyway, it's the same with, like, being humble. You can't say that you are humble, because a humble person would never say that. So if you can say that you are humble, you're not humble. It's a weird thing. There's like very few things that you like. If you say it about yourself, you're not. That means you're not. Like, if you say that you are delusional, you are not delusional. If you say that you are humble, you are not humble. If you say that you are dead, you are not dead, since you can say it. There's like a few other things that you can say that once you say it about yourself, it's automatically not true. But I don't. Those three are the ones that come to mind. I had a list of like 5 a while ago. Anyway. Once we finish working on this batch of comic pages, we are going to start working on my final form, my PNG again. We're not redesigning, guys. We're just adding more sprites to it. Because the way I have it set up is I can have a color palette change or an outfit swap. And I want to work on that. So if I'm feeling one way or the other, I can just change it and it's not just the same thing all the time. Which is probably why I get so, shall we say, bored with my personas, because I feel like I need to stick to a design. When it's my it's my persona. I don't have to do that. I just do whatever I damn well please. Almost forgot the brown up here. There we go. Part of it is mental illness, part of it is neurodivergency, and part of it is me forgetting that I have free will, and I don't have to play by a certain set of rules because those rules are arbitrary. And no one actually said them's the rules. I'm 27 years old and I'm finally coming to terms with the fact that I have free will. So how's your week been? Just cleaning this up. It's gonna bug me if I don't do it, even though it's not gonna cause problems later. It's just irritating. There we go. Yeah, whatever. There we go. I'm gonna add the whites to the eyes. I don't know why I didn't do it earlier. So funny, I finally get into the groove of streaming when everyone's back to school. I'd completely missed summer vacation for, well, actually no, I was streaming on YouTube, doing Art Fight. That was summer vacation. It's so funny, when being a streamer, you work on everyone else's day off. Now, except tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be taking the actual day off. And, maybe not completely away from the internet, but, you know, I need to, attend to some things. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're obviously not American. And if you do know what I'm talking about, whew, light a candle, guys. I shouldn't gaslight information. Tomorrow is September 11th. 9/11. Now, I know the internet has turned it into a bit of a joke at this point, which I think is very disrespectful. Not only to the people who died, but to the first responders, to the not cadaver dogs, but to the rescue dogs that were just basically turning into cadaver dogs, because that's all they were finding. So I will not be working tomorrow in any public fashion. I will not be making any posts, nor live streams. I will still probably watch a few videos, okay? It's not like a full day, Yeats core for me. But you know, I have some other things I need to do. Like, I need a haircut. So, for Patriots Day, I think I'll be doing that. It's funny, we still have school on Patriots Day. I don't know if people still work tomorrow, but I am choosing not to, which is why y'all remind me after stream I need to post the next page of the comic tonight, or at the very least this evening, so... because it would be posted tomorrow, and I'm not gonna do that. Alright, Brindlefur, let's lock the fuck in. Kind of the same, it's not the same, but, you know, next year, I am also gonna be not working the 1st of April, because I hate that godforsaken holiday, in air quotes. Oh my god. If I could manifest into physical being one holiday, it would be April 1st, so I could beat the shit out of it. I hate that day so damn much. I don't know why I have such a visceral reaction to it. I hate April Fool's Day. That is the worst day of the year. I'd rather celebrate Yom Kippur, alright, than April Fool's Day. So I get it. Oh, it's just about pranks and good fun. Yeah? I forget, man. And then it's just a bunch of people lying to me. And then they're like, haha, April Fools. And I was like, you know, why should I believe anything you have to say today at all? Like, I remember it got so bad in school. I come to school, it's April Fool's Day, I'm like, oh god, alright, here we go. Ah shit, here we go again. And one of my friends walks up to me and says, hey man, it's nice to see you. And I'm like, oh yeah, sure. And they're like, whoa, what's up? And it's like, it's April Fool's Day, I'm not gonna believe anything you guys say. And I was, maybe I'm the problem, but I was a dick that day. I wasn't saying anything overtly mean, I was just not validating anything my friends said. Like, anytime they said anything, it was, hey, this happened, I'd be like, uh-huh, yeah, sure. Try again tomorrow. And they're like, what's wrong with... Oh, it's April Fool's... Oh, it's April Fool's Day! And they're like, oh, I forgot! And I'm like, really? You know why the 1st of April is considered April Fool's Day in America. Because that used to be our New Year's. We used to have our New Year's on the 1st of April because that's when spring would be around. Hey, Happy New Year! But then it was changed to January 1st, the middle of fucking winter. For who did that? Was it Jefferson? I don't care. I'm blaming Jefferson. Jefferson's like, what'd I do? Because you know what you did. You know what you did, Jeffy. His name is Thomas, but whatever. Oh god. Whomstever decided to change the American New Year's to January 1st instead of April, I wish you a very merry die. You're already dead by now. But still, I wish you a second death because, oh my god, that was the worst decision you could have ever made. Why? Why did you put New Year's in the middle of winter? That's why none of our resolutions actually stick. Because it's in the middle of winter. If you're wondering why your New Year's resolution... I almost said revolutions. Resolutions never pan out. It's not just because you made an empty promise while drunk. It's also because it's in the middle of fucking winter, so you don't feel inclined to actually change. Now, if we had our New Year's in spring, when there was much work to be done, and people could go out, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna go to this, I'm gonna make a garden this year, you're more inclined to do it because the seasons change and there's a winter wrap-up to do. But no. No. We had to have it in the middle of the winter. You know what I could do, also, is have a live stream on April 1st, don't matter what day it is, and the title of the stream is just Big News, or address... You know what? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have a live stream of, on April 1st, and it's going to be called Addressing the Allegations. It's gonna be scheduled like a week in advance. And the only thing I'm gonna be doing on stream is, like, playing Plants vs. Zombies. Just no mic, no talking, nothing whatsoever. It's just addressing the allegations while I play Plants vs. Zombies. That would be really funny. It only worked, though, if no one remembers I said this, so shh. Nobody say nothing. Why are you on this page 4 times? Okay. I would also have to change a sub alert or maybe like a follow alert by then. By then, hopefully, I'd have a sub alert. Where it's just that meme from... It's just that Donkey Kong meme. It's like, not funny! Didn't laugh! And I just look at chat, fuck you, and then go back to work. It just be... That's what April Fool's Day is to me. It's everyone's excuse to be a dick for 24 hours and face no consequences because, hey, it's April Fool's Day, yeah, why are you so mad? It's like, you lied to my face, man, and I'm allergic to that. Is that so much of a bad thing to not like being lied to? Who enjoys that? Know what we should do for April Fool's Day? Celebrate New Year's. That'd be a funny joke. We just undo decades, centuries of systemic oppression. government telling us when the New Year's is, when the planet Earth is clearly set time periods. That's why the Jewish New Year is in September. Harvest season. Which, speaking of, that's like next week is Rosh Hashanah. So since it is a Shabbat, not the Shabbat, it is a Shabbat, I will also, whatever day that falls on, will not be working. That's Tuesday. Well, it's Monday night, so I'll stream, maybe. Well, yeah, because, yeah, Monday, next Monday is the 21st of September, the fall equinox. So yeah, I'm streaming for that. But it also double whammy as Jewish New Year. So, yippee! The next page would be posted, but it'll be scheduled, so technically not working. Alright, now how's this gonna work? There we go. That's a little something. I mean, technically she would have these markings down here. But that'd be a lot of something like that. I just realized with the way Brindlefur is stanced up here, it's kind of like that one Chihuahua meme, where that one Chihuahua has the two broken legs, and he's staring at the other Chihuahua, and that other dog is just not looking at him. It's like, look at me, brother! I really hope the audience appreciates the hypocrisy that's about to happen on these next few pages. Not even next few pages, on these pages. These 4 pages here are going to be, I really hope everyone is like, wait, what the hell is going on? And I'm like, I love hypocritical villains. They're not villains, excuse me, they're antagonists. The real villain has yet to reveal themselves. You know what, that's what I'm gonna do, actually. Instead of addressing the allegations, my April Fool's Day prank will just say, Happy New Year! And then people are like, yeah, right, and then look it up and go, oh, wait, what? But of course, people never actually look things up. They just say, oh, yeah, dumb fuck. And then go about their merry day. It's like, if only you knew. I love the internet. Sometimes on the internet, you'll find the most beautiful and wonderful people and just the most gorgeous hearts you could ever come across. And sometimes you'll find buff helpy. The internet is a wonderful place. There we go. Should also get that meme. So I prefer to say nothing. If I say something, I'll get in trouble, and I prefer not to be in trouble. So I say nothing. Even though I don't think I've only been in those kind of situations like a few times on stream. I was like, you know what? I probably shouldn't say that. I was like, oh well. Thank God nobody clipped it, or else I'd be up shit creek without a paddle. Okay, it's not bad, it's just, eh. It's just meh. Meh. It kind of reminds me, it's a unchalky version of a Flintstone vitamin. That's what it tastes like. Now, the strawberry monster? What the fuck happened with the strawberry monster? That tasted so bad. That literally tasted like chalk. Like you put a fistful of Tums in a Capri Sun. Why would you do that? That tasted awful. If I had the money, that'd be a fun, tier list thing. Ranking the different monster energies, because I drink a ridiculous amount of Monster. Actually, it's not that bad, it's just... I have an entire drawer full. And I feel like that's more than the average person. And then, of course, the average person isn't as caffeinated as I am. Okay, I think that's good. And then for her, it's gonna be red. Maybe, and then Yaller. I should also start doing sketch dumps with these guys because I miss doing that. The sketch dump streams were an opportunity for me to just draw them as memes. Which, I mean, I could do that and should do that anyway, but it's just the sketch dumps were like my monetized opportunity to have fun. So I just want to draw a short tail. Maybe as the Kermit meme. It's like, you'd be a better... It's like, you'd be a better leader. But I'm a loyal warrior. I must be loyal to my leader, but you'd be a better one. That would be funny. At least I think it would be. Where's... Okay, I'm gonna bring up this page. Here we go. Get some of that. That's good. A bit of this. A bit of that. There we go. Layer on top. Okay, I'm gonna extend this area just a little. And then, yeah, there we go. That's... Yeah, because then it's just a tree. Okay, what was the other page then? Because I had a very particular color that I picked for that tree. Here it is. This is what I get for being... Eh? That's the word. Where? There. know if that was my breakfast this morning or just the aftertaste of the monster, but that's just not... It's not terribly unpleasant, but it's just unpleasant enough to make me not want to drink it ever again. So we're only gonna be drinking it until it's gone. Because I was taught not to waste anything. There we go. Ooh, I gotta remember these colors. Because then in the page below, I'll just make that whole box that color. There we go. Wait. Why is it that color? Motherfucker, I just realized what I've done. Oh, fuck me. Y'all see that? I put the... Well, it's not that big a deal, but still, that's annoying. I put the backgrounds, these solid backgrounds, on the same layer as the line art. I'm just like, why is it that color? That is really annoying. It's not that big a deal. It's funny, I'll say, oh, mother... Kill me right now! Oh my god, I hate my life! It's not that big a deal. It's just so quirky! Oh! Speaking of quirky, that reminds me. Did y'all see? Has-Been Hotel Season 2 dropped a teaser trailer. And I am afraid, intrigued, and hyped. Because it looks like they're finally making Vox a formidable villain. Like, they're showing us why, Alistair has yet to beat Vox, because despite getting the verbal beatdown, Valentino said, "You still pissed he almost beat you that time?" Meaning, Alistair didn't win. He almost won. This is just gonna show why Vox is so terrifying. Because of all the members of the V's, Vox is the one with the most, shall we say, brain cells. A lot of people say Velvet... No, Velvet says she's the backbone of the V's, but then she does nothing. I'm afeared for the protagonists. I can't wait to cheer Vox on. Because despite my better judgment, fucking... Why is Vox my favorite character? It Has-Been Hotel. Why? Can someone tell me? Why? Like, from the pilot, Serpentius was my favorite. Because, I mean, come on. Stamper did an amazing job voice acting that overdramatic Victorian snake. And I love him for it. Serpentius is still my favorite. I mean, he's still the best little guy. Rest in peace. But not yeah. Enjoy your afterlife, buddy. It was one of those things where it was like, yeah, I'm sort of hyped for this. I guess the V's are gonna be kind of cool to see Alistair's rivalry. That'll be kind of fun. And then the teaser clips dropped. And I heard Vox's voice, and my entire being just went, oh no. Oh no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And now I'm in the same boat as I am with Baby Saja. If I like a character's voice, it doesn't matter what they do, it doesn't matter what they look like. Okay, what they look like does help. But if I like their voice, I'm chalked. I'm chalked. I'm screwed. I can't help myself. There we go. And so, yeah, when I heard Vox's voice in the teaser clips, I went, oh no. Crap. Guess who I'm gonna be obsessed with for the entire run of the show? And I am, and I was, and still am, sort of. Even though I'm not as hyped for Hazbin Hotel after Season 1. It's like, Season 2 better kick ass. Because Season 1 kinda was a bit of a whimper. Didn't quite live up to the hype, but then again, that's not really the show's fault for not living up to the hype. But the writing was also kinda spotty. So, hopefully, you know, because these guys are cats, these are freaking small trees. Dang it, I just realized I draw the cats too big. Also, Vox's voice actor is absolutely killing it with those performances. With that performance, and it's just, dang it. If I can hear the passion behind the voice acting, I can't help but get drawn in. I'm attracted to passion. I can't help it, guys. I can't stop myself. That's why I was like, why is this guy your favorite character? He's literally a bad guy. And I'm like, shut up. I know. You don't need to tell me. Also, can we all admit that the song Stayed Gone is top notch? I mean, say what you will about any of the songs in Hazbin Hotel. Stay Gone was wonderful. Like, the double entendre, the double dual meaning of some of the lyrics is, and now his medium is getting bloody rare. It's like, top of the hour, and we're discussing a certain has-been that has been seen cavorting around town. Stop it! While he hid in radio, we pivoted to video. Now his medium is getting bloody rare. Hell's been better since he split. Where's he been? Who gives a shit? I love that he's also just so unhinged. He's like completely not normal about Alistair at all, and it's so funny. You still pissed? He almost beat you that time? Fuck you! He also likes sharks. So, you know. Me too, buddy. We have something in common! I have no delusions about Vox being a bad guy, okay? Let's get one fucking thing straight. I fully understand that Vox is the bad guy. And he is a terrible villain. Not a terrible villain, but he's a terrible person. He's in hell for a reason. He's friends with Valentino, okay? That's bad. That's enough for me. Valentino is bad, yes. But Vox is just as bad. Because he's aware of the abuse that's going on, and he's complacent in it. In fact, he's actually indifferent to it, and he doesn't give a shit. Now, granted, I personally do not believe complacency in a crime makes you just as guilty as the person who committed it. Because that's kind of... that's an unnuanced approach. However, I do believe there is some guilt to be shared. Absolutely. But I don't believe it's the same amount of guilt, you know? It's a different kind. There's layers, okay? And there's levels. There's a nuance. Damn it, now that I'm thinking about it, I got the song Stay Gone going through my head. I'm just, damn it, that really is a damn good song. Everyone knows that there's a brand new dawn. Turn the TV on. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Normally I'm not a fan of puns, but for some reason, that one got me. Hope you had a nice vacay, but you should have stayed away. Alright, damn, okay. Son of a gun, this is what I get for being overly caffeinated. Alright, I need to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. There's a 5? Yeah. A BRB. Wait, hang on, let me actually... BRB. Prepare for grossness. Hold up. Just got a notification from my weather app. Apparently, my phone thinks there's a possibility of rain later tonight. And I don't mean to call my phone a liar, but they ain't quite a truther either. Alright. Like nothing happened. Whoops. Who's to say who'd survive the fray? I might lose the ones that I was killing for. So I'll be your keeper. What's in my throat, man? Hmm? Woo! Crocheted pants!
I made a large instead of like a medium.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have made a medium.
Well, first try.
Yeah, I mean, these will most likely be like pajama pants or something.
Or like over a bathing suit or something. Or no, this is a wet, never mind.
Yeah, don't want to get... I'd have to use a different yarn.
If you use like polyester?
Yeah, because this is,
That's wool, right?
no, this is cotton.
Cotton, yeah, you don't want to
So
get
it'll
that wet.
shrink.
Yeah, it'll shrink. No, wool shrinks.
Oh, doesn't cotton?
Cotton also shrinks, but not as much.
Wool shrinks like a human size you put in the wash, it's doll size.
Yeah,
like,
a wool
shrinks.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, finished.
It's cute.
Yeah, I think next time I'll
Are those actual pockets or just a decal?
No, these are... I haven't put the pockets on yet, because I wanted to see where exactly it fit on me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can figure out, oh yeah, pockets would go like... I have to figure out if I wanted to go here or here, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So... But yeah, I wanted to show that I finished them.
Cute. Cute.
Good. But yeah, I think next time I'll make medium.
Let's do it!
Because the sizes were like extra small to small, medium to large, and large to extra large. So
Yeah, you know, yeah.
So it's like, I probably should have done the medium to large.
Honestly, if you're an extra large, I don't think you should be crocheting your own clothes, because that's a lot of yarn!
Yeah. I mean, this wasn't too much, though.
Maybe a hat, but if you're an XL, or hell, even if you're above a medium, I think you shouldn't crochet your clothes, because, well, maybe like one accessory, because that's a shitload of yarn, man. It ain't getting any cheaper.
It's not that bad. It hasn't gotten the brand that I use hasn't gotten expensive yet.
Well, it ain't getting any cheaper either.
No, but it hasn't raised or lowered in price in years, so. But anyway. Yeah, there are certain yarns where it's like, this is atrocious, don't do anything with it.
Ugh. There we go. Oh no, wait. It's a bit much, but we'll blend it out. I don't know where this was originally posted, but I saw this shading advice on Pinterest, where you just rim the shading with a warmer color, and it just makes everything feel more alive. And it really does. It works. I don't understand it, but it works. There we go. That's better. I'm gonna section this off because I don't want that blue bleeding into the other parts. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, where is the light coming from in this? From below. Okay, so... There we go. On my back. Sit up straight, man. I'm not used to being up this high on my chair because I have a cushion now to brace my buttocks. But it's boosted me up like a few inches, so I'm like, eek, trying to adjust my vision. I don't know. At a distance, that looks a little too... That doesn't look smooth. Okay, that's better. Alright. What is this? Eyes. Okay. Lines. It's a bit overdramatic, but, I mean, what's new for the channel? Comic. That's not the right color. There we go. Excuse me. There we go. I can't get over how she stands up in that frame. All I can see is the Chihuahua meme now. God dang it, now I have to, ah! There we go. Alright, full view. Let's sit back and see. I think we're good. I think we're good. I will not render it just yet. I'll save and then look back at it later. Always look back later with fresh eyes before you render. Let it sit for a day, because maybe you'll see something that you didn't before. The amount of times I didn't notice, like, a legit spelling error until a day later is, it happens more times than it... I just saved this! What do you mean I gotta save it again before I... And now MediBang is frozen. Awesome. I'm not sure about his expression here, but it's what we have. You know what? Now that I look at it, this is not it. don't be discouraged when this happens on your comic endeavors. There will always be pages where you think, yeah, that's right. And then you look back on it and you're like, damn. That looks awful. And then you gotta go back and fix it. And that's just, oh my god, that's just how it is. Right here? Actually, wait, hold on. If I just take this, transform, don't zoom out when doing these little edits. You'll die laughing. Or maybe do zoom out so you can get a good laugh. You can get like a good wah. He forgore. He forgot he was supposed to be the villain. Or antagonist. I keep saying villain because everyone else has villainized him, but he's not. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm starting over. It happens. I don't want him to look condescending, but that's just kind of his face. It's kind of funny, because earlier in the comic, these guys have already had this conversation before. They've had this conversation before, but for completely different means. And a part of me hopes no one notices, but also another part of me hopes people point it out and being like, geez, how many times are these guys gonna have the same conversation? where they just bitch at each other, insist they're not traitors, and then proceed to plan to go against their leader anyway. It's kind of funny that they just do not see what they're doing. And that's kind of the tragedy of their characters. They just don't see. It's just, it doesn't compute with them that they might be wrong. Or worse. Not crazy, just fucking wrong. But also, what if they're not wrong? And they do nothing. And their clan is doomed. Dun dun dun. What if they're wrong? But what if they're right? And that's the fun bit about short tales. Specifically short tale, but Brindlefur to an extent as well. That I really want people to wonder when reading the comics. It's like, okay, they're being dicks about it, but what if they're right? And everything falls apart. That's what I really want to be in the back of the minds of the readers when they get to this, you know, when they get to this point. They're probably wrong, but seeds of doubt. Who's the sane one here? We don't know. Ooh. Oh, that's not too good, is it? You know what's funny? Brindlefur brings it up in the next page, and it's good. This is me explaining to the audience why Shorttail's character went through a soft retcon. And she calls him out for the shift in his behavior, which is also me covering up the fact that I changed the writing. And adding Brindlefur's past trauma with Wing Clan is definitely my explanation of why she, despite being kind of level-headed the entire time, is suddenly being irrational. It's like, oh. Trauma. That's why. Oh, that ear is not straight. There we go. There we go. I didn't need to do that, because I'm just gonna color over it. There we go. That's not it. That's better. Now, I know no one is probably gonna pick up on this, so I'm just gonna say it here. In the next page, Brendifer does the same thing that Shorttail did when he was talking with Hawkstar. And when I bring it up, I'm gonna bring it up so I can tell you guys, because I'm probably not gonna get to that page today. He insists upon not doing one thing, or it being one way. She pauses, and then goes, "Why do you insist on that?" Because in a previous page, when Shorttail was talking with Hawkstar, he was like, "Why are you fighting me on this?" I wonder if someone else is gonna notice it. You know, aside from me pointing it out on stream. But that is the intention of them having mirrored frames and mirrored expressions. And the fact that that conversation has the same beats. E. Alright. Here we go. Hold up. How's the line weight on this one? Oh, your lab. Alright, yeah. There we go. It's a bit much. And again, this is also a bit much. There we go. There we go, yeah, that's better. Consistent line weight. Sort of. You know what I'm gonna do? Instead of having a straight line, I'm just gonna have a gradient behind them that overlaps. Okay, yeah, no, I need to redo that. Alright, 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 alright. No overlapping. Unforged, I gotta get rid of those eyes. Oh well. It means I get to do them again on stream. I like coloring eyes. You know what's funny? YouTube is doing some recaps. It's like, your music recap is here, and I didn't click on it because I don't give a shit. But then I saw your music recap is here. First song, Soda Pop by the Sacha Boys. I'm like, damn it, damn it. Yep, they got me. I know cats technically don't have shoulders. They don't have a collarbone, so they can't shrug their shoulders. And they technically don't have eyebrows, so... In Cats, it's so funny when they say he shrugged his shoulders. It's like, cats can't do that. But then again, cats can't also, you know, communicate via rocks to their ancestors. Or maybe they can, I don't know. Cats do as they please. If Coraline is anything to go by, cats do as they wish. Humans, spread yourself out all over the place. I haven't actually seen Coraline. I feel like I should watch it because it is spooks and whatnot, and I love it. I love Paranorman, so maybe I'll like Coraline. But I watched this channel called A Bit Frank, and they talk about Coraline, the movie, the book, and the graphic novel, and compare them to, like, mythology and whatnot. It's so cool. Glittered. Nope, 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 nope. That's the wrong brush. There we go. There we go. That is one issue that I have noticed with writing this story in chunks and having just a dramatic tone shift over the years, and yes, years of working on this story. Because in, like, part one, not even part one, in the beginning, Shorttail was this kind of harmless, but kind of annoying goober. That, you know, it's like, oh, he's so funny in his over-the-top antics and just dramatic little diva. But then people actually started getting annoyed by him, and I'm like, oh, that's not what I wanted at all. So I changed his character to make people less annoyed by him. Because I think he's a treat. I love Shorttail. But it's one of those things where I tried to sway public opinion on a character, which I can't control. And I did save somewhat his character to where the actual shift wouldn't be completely out of nowhere. I tried to make it gradual. But then again, when this comic started out, I was having a lot more fun with it. There were a lot more jokes. There was a lot more comedic moments that I was also enjoying. It's just now I'm kind of sitting here like, man, we're coming up on like 5 years on working on this comic. We're still in part 1. I need to lock the fuck in story-wise. And the story's not comedic in any way, shape, or form. It's a typical warrior. It's typical warrior canon violence. And it's just, great. Oh, you live and learn. But that's the thing that's different about this story compared to the other ones that I want to work on. My other comic is going to be a graphic novel, so by the time people are reading it, the writing's done. So, because that's my style of writing. I need everything worked out before I start finalizing anything. Which is why I haven't really been... I kind of stopped working on Dreamwalkers on stream, at least, because I'm still writing it. And so the story's bound to change. When I figure something out, story-wise, that means other previous pages are gonna change. And they have several times. I'm just, oh, great. Well, all that sketching's gone. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just write the damn thing. And then when I'm done writing it, then we'll go about with the drawings. What's really annoying is when I'm like, I do like a batch of pages. I'm like, okay, my body hurts. I'm gonna take a break. And then I come back and my art style changed, or I like forgot how I usually draw the characters, and I just step into a groove, and I'm like, wait a minute. These don't look consistent at all. Oh no! It's just, Ugh. How do comic artists draw consistently? Like, not just drawing consistently every day, but like, style-wise, how do y'all draw consistently? That's my actual question. How do you... What if your art style levels up when you're in the middle of a project? What are you supposed to do? Just ignore the level up? Or do you just go with it and then hope audiences don't get whiplash? Is that it? Is that what you do? What do you do? Because if the advice from the starfish face is from, if the comment advice from starfish face is to be listened to, it is unwise to go back and just redraw pages. Because then you'll be in the same, just perpetual loop of redrawing the same 10 pages because your art style keeps improving and whatnot. Or regressing. Improving or regressing. Is there some pages where I'm just like, oh my god, that layout, the anatomy, the coloring, ugh. It looked so bad, and then like next page, it's pure gold. Like, how did this even happen? Or the other way around. It's really bad when it's the other way around. So I'm like, ooh, pages of gold, this looks so good, and then the next page is just... No, why did that happen? But you can't control it. It's funny, I don't really notice it with, like, Marvel comics or, like, Sonic comics. Oops. But then again, I'm not, like, a avid reader of comics, so it's just, does this happen all the time? And nobody bothered to tell me? Or is this one of those things that professionals have ways of getting around it? And for the love of God, if you say they use stamps, I'm gonna kick you. Because like hell am I gonna be using a stamp? Now granted, I was so desperate for some of the early pages of Dreamwalkers to look consistent that I was constantly copy-pasting. But my MediBang does this thing where when you copy-paste something, it adds pixels to it, and I just... No! My crisp line art is now fuzzy! That's why I had to redraw Short Tail here, because when I was when I transformed to try to move him around, it got fuzzy again. I was like, no! No! It's not fair! If I was using a different program, maybe that wouldn't happen, but I use MediBang. I wonder if FireAlpaca does that, because I didn't notice it with FireAlpaca. Granted, I also didn't notice it with MediBang until recently. Now, unless this is one of those instances where everyone's like, yeah, we've been knowing that. Where have you been? And I just only now noticed. That happens to me a lot. Or this is part of an update. And my poor computer can't handle all the pixels. So it's probably because my page is 4,000 by 2,000 pixels. Not huge by any means, but big enough. If you want actual good advice on how to make a webcomic or just comics in general, I suggest you watch the Starfish Face, or Star, because she's actually published, so she knows what the heck she's talking about. Me, I have no intentions of publishing The Path to Brighter Stars in physical copy because it is a fan comic. I have no intentions of publishing it. So my formatting is all off, shall we say. But for Dreamwalkers, for Dreamwalkers, I'm definitely gonna lock in because I want that thing to be published and I want it to look good. But I also need to figure out how the hell I'm gonna do it, you know. Because usually I would say self-publishing is the way to go. Well, with the way things have been recently, it's like, jeez. Can I even afford that? Can I even afford to go through a publisher? Damn. Who knows? Oi! Oi! My colors wouldn't flip over. Not cool, bro. There we go. Alright, let's see. It just doesn't look right at all. Hold up. You know, I'll do that later, based on how it looks up against the rest of everything. Alright, Bat, can you please stop hurting? Oh, that's... Did I do it again? I'm gonna rip my hair out. I'm gonna rip my hair out. I swear to God, I'm gonna... You know what? Actually, tomorrow, screw chores. I'm gonna be cutting my hair tomorrow for September 11th because, oh my God. I need a haircut anyway, so it's not that big a deal, but oh my fucking... Again? Really? You know what? Do I? No, I don't, because I'm an idiot. Okay. You know what? Hold up. If I put pages, this page... There we go. completely random, but does anyone else think the rapper Sir Mix-a-Lot sounds like MC Hammer? Am I the only one who thinks that? Because when I heard, you know, people are taking clips and edits and animating the song, Nasty Dog, at first I'm sitting here like, oh, I haven't heard this MC Hammer song before. And then when I tried to look it up, it's like, wait, who's Sir Mix-a-Lot? As it turns out, I know every time I hear some clip, you know, other clips from his songs, I'm like, is that MC Hammer? No, that's not MC. Who is that? And then, sure enough, Sir Mix-a-Lot. It's like, maybe am I stupid? Is that, what's going on here? Attitude. Oh, we call them stuck up. Oh, that's roadkill. Back that up, Black. That song, Nasty Dog, is nasty. It is obscene. It is vulgar. It is so damn catchy. It just tickles a part of my brain that I'm like, ooh, yeah. It stimulates the same part of my ADHD brain that the Misery CPR remix, especially the Reese's Puffs one. The Reese's Puffs one makes me laugh. But Misery and CPR, Misery X CPR, that mix, that mashup, I don't know what it is. It is obscene. I can't get enough of it. It's not one of those guilty pleasure type can't get enough of it. It's like, it's just the right amount of overstimulating that makes me want to blast it at full volume. But, in consideration of my sister, I don't. And the rest of the family, I don't do that. Because I may have ADHD, but at least I'm considerate with my ADHD. It's funny also because I used to think that I wasn't the biggest fan of rap. I'm still not the biggest fan of rap. Some rap is just like, okay, that's vulgar, but it's not the fun kind of obscene, you know? It's not catchy. Like this one rap song called Sticky or whatever. Like, the beat was pretty good, but the actual lyrics, I'm like, I can't get into it. Bitch, that's roadkill. Back it up, Black. I'm getting nasty with my dialogue. Some nasty. Snapping, barking, and biting. Nasty. Snapping and barking and biting. Dog. Bow wow. Bow wow. Not sexist, just sexy with my dialogue. What the hell is this bot? And again, also the song Misery by itself is catchy as hell, and I love it to death. But it's just the overall themes of Misery paired with the themes of CPR is so funny. Because the guy's literally singing about being in an abusive, emotionally absent relationship, and then CPR is like, I saved dick by giving it CPR! Let's make porn and watch on VCR! It's like, what the fuck is going on here? It's like, yeah, I can see why you're in misery, man. Girl, you really got me bad. You really got me bad. Gonna get you back. Gonna get you back. I am in misery. The silence is slowly killing me. Oh yeah. It's like this. It's reminiscent of the song "Gives You Hell" by All American Rejects. God, I love that song. Okay, that's better. you do to me? Oh yeah. I am in misery. Ain't nobody can comfort me. Oh yeah. Girl, you really got me bad. You really got me bad. But I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna get you back. I also love breakup songs like that are sad, but also have barely contained rage. Something about that genre of breakup songs, it's like, That's why I love the song, who sang it? It's like, who sang that? Thinks before he cheats. Maybe next time he'll think before he cheats. Is that Kelly? Who sang that? Was that Kelly Clarkson? God, I don't really listen to country music, but it was playing, like, all the time when I was a kid, so, I heard it. At school, of all places. Most of I didn't hear this song from, like, the parents or from the radio. We didn't listen to these stations. I heard these songs at school. So, any parents watching in the chat, if you're concerned about where did my kid get that language, or where'd they get the this and that, where'd they hear about that and the other thing, school. Of all places, that's where they heard it, at school, with their friends. It's not the friend's fault. It's the school's fault. But then don't go all up over the school saying, "Oh yeah, they're playing inappropriate music." Although some of the songs they played at school, I'm like, what? Why was this allowed at school? But literally, you should be singing about anything. But as long as there weren't any swear words, it was okay. At my school, I've said this on stream before, it was just baffling to me. They would play Pumped Up Kicks in the gym. The song about school shootings. The adults just, like, never checked the lyrics on any of this? Nope. I guess they just couldn't be bothered. Y'all also couldn't be bothered to check the lyrics of Superman That Hoe by Soulja Boy? Couldn't be bothered, huh? Adults, you should know what it means to Superman That Hoe. That hoe? That hoe? Was that not evidence enough that there were nefarious schemes afoot? No. I guess not. Oh well. Hey, but you turned out okay, didn't ya? No, but that's but my music tastes, my childhood music tastes are besides the point. I kind of miss the song Stereo Hearts by, oh, who sang that? Who sang Stereo Heart? My heart's a stereo, it beats for you, so listen close. Hear my thoughts in every note. Oh, oh. Make me your radio, turn me up when you feel low. This melody was meant for you to sing along to my stereo. Gym Class Heroes, baby. Was that it? I don't know. I kind of want to go on a nostalgia binge on, like, old songs. Because I was doing that for research for my mini-series Core Beliefs, which takes place... The series Core Blues takes place in like 2008, 2004. So I was looking up music and pop culture references at the time, and I about started bawling my eyes out because I'm sitting there like, oh, that came out then? That was that year? No! Say it ain't so! But it was fun, because I was sitting here like, oh my god, that really was that era. Now, what am I doing for this panel? Are we doing a blue? We could do a blue. You like blue. She doesn't like blue. Blue and yellow. No. They also would play Bringing Sexy Back by Justin Timberlake at the school. In the gym. Like, the adults would put it on, and I'm sitting here. It's like, okay, well, no one was convicted. And the people that played it don't work at the school anymore because they retired. But at the same time, I'm like, side-eyeing all of my childhood memories. It's like, you played this in the gym full of sweaty children that were exercising. While, dirty babe, you see these shackles, baby, I'm your slave. I'll let you whip me if I misbehave. Was playing in the background on loudspeakers. Excuse me, that's causing me to pause here for a second. But there were no swear words. It was the it was the swear word free version. So it was A-okay. What the absolute hell was going on at that school? Now, I haven't met the gym teacher. The new one. And my mom doesn't work on that side of the school, so I couldn't ask her if that type of nefarious, questionable behavior is going on. But it happened when I was a kid. Now, I don't think anyone was actually groomed, but still, that's just weird. And like, this is the top hits on the radio station. I'm like, this is horny as hell. Do y'all not hear that? They're like, oh, you're just so innocent. I'm like, I'm a child. You're a child, too. Why are you calling me innocent? We are minors. Of course. You know. The thought of grooming and pedophilia was just a foreign concept to me as a child. As it should be. Fuck! It's on the same layer. I'm talking about all these things, and then I have the nerve to wonder why YouTube suppresses my live streams. Even though this is the shit that's going on. I'll let you with me if I misbehave. It's just the no one makes me feel this way. That song is so catchy. I hate it. They would also play the song S&M by Rihanna in the gym. Which is literally a song about BDSM. It's literally called S&M. I'm genuinely wondering, is this like... I don't think the teachers had malintent, but I think it was just general neglect. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. It was just general neglect. I don't think they had any malintentions. The gym teacher never made a pass at any of us. At least she didn't do that to me. Yeah, she. Better watch your back. Yeah. Back to the bridge. There's a lot of fantastic things that happened to you in childhood that you look back on and go, oh! I would not let that happen to my kid. Or at least I would like to know if that's happening around my kid. Are your classmates playing that kind of music? It's like, no, the school is. You what? But then again, the music that I listen, you know, it's like, alright kid, you're not gonna be listening to any of that sinful, sexy music. Let's listen to Metallica and Pink Floyd. It's literally drugs, sex, and rock and roll. It's like, God, I'm no better. I am no better, but at least I was like, hey, yeah, just, you know, the kill gesture. No, he's like, I said, we're dead, and I was agreeing with you, like I know where the hold button is. If you don't understand that reference, there's this movie called Galaxy Quest. It's got Tim Allen and Sigourney Weaver and Rick Allen in it. Watch it. It's funny. No, makes me feel this way. MediBang not responding. Fan-fucking-tastic. There we go. Cheers. Monster is done. Switching back to black coffee. I don't want to hear it, chat. I don't want to hear it, chat. I don't want to hear it about my caffeine addiction, about how it's gonna kill me and give me heart palpitations when I'm older, and right now, I don't want to hear it. I don't care. If you like the content that you see here today, let me have my coffee. Let me have my caffeine. Or this stuff ain't gonna happen. The way I left my cursor over his head, it looks like he set a bullseye target on his forehead. It's like, oh. Okay, we did those 2 pages, which is good. I think we can move on to doing just focusing on the line art for these next few pages. Because they need to get done. Okay, now we need to switch back to their references. Yeah. God damn it, the eyes need to be better. Do they really, though? Let's see. No, not really. They don't need to be. Alright, yeah, for this page, I took, Hang on, let me get them. I took the shots from this. From this page. And flipped it over here. This is back when I first started doing colored line art. The first page I did it was page 162 or something like that. Hang on, let me pull that up. Because I still have that page. There we go. This is the first page I started doing colored line art, and I thought these first two frames, I thought they looked so good that I was like, you know what, I should continue. You know, just adding a little extra highlight here and there. I didn't do the full eyes thing, but it was present. And it was just for added highlight. But then in the next few pages to modern day, I went a little overboard. And I'm wondering, should I pull back or should I keep going? Or should I keep it? Because I like both. Off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high to the sun. Nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force. You know, because of the I'm thinking about my other series, Gatesville, because it's almost autumn, and that's kind of like my spooky season series, which is why this comic is going to be taking a short break, and by short break I mean till next year, probably. I like working on it, but I'm also realizing that the hunter core in the world building is kind of like the military. It's not, I mean, it's more like the National Guard, because they don't work internationally. The hunter core, the American hunter core, solely works in America. They don't outsource any of their members. But I think they also would, though, because they're under the Catholic Church, and the Roman Catholic Church is Italian. Even though I don't think these guys are Roman Catholic, but I'm kind of using Catholic as an umbrella term for this series, but, you know, I'll talk more about that when I'm actually working on it. Right now, we're talking about cats. We're working on cats, so we should talk about cats. Do we ever talk about the actual comic? Rarely. It's like a once in a blue moon. Is that good? Yeah, okay, that's good. That's fine. But I was just thinking, since they're kind of like a pseudo-military, that means they'd have their own anthem/theme song. And I'm like, darn it, I can't write music to save my life, so I'd have to hire somebody else. But I'm also wondering, like, would they even have a thing? It'd be some sort of gospel song, right? What's the theme song for the Catholic Church? You know. And I will probably have to write a disclaimer. It's like, yeah, the no duh disclaimer for Gatesville. It's like, yes, the Hunter Tour is based on the Catholic Church. No, I'm not saying that all Catholics are like this. The story was written by a Jew. We have our biases. So if you are offended by how the Catholics are portrayed in this series, we are waiting on our apology. We will be waiting on your apology. Because I saw this post the other day that was supposed to be a quote. It's like, it said something effective. People don't leave Christianity or the church because they stop believing in God. Mostly they leave the church because they do believe in his teachings, but can't bear to stay in a system that actively goes against, that actively contradicts what they preach. It's like, and me as a Jew watching from the sidelines, just nodding my head going, mm-hmm. Yeah. But of course, you don't say that to their face. Because then they'll get offended. Can't tell you how many Christians have tried to, like, oh, I feel called to the Jews because we gotta teach them about Jesus. It's like, will you get out of my face, please? I don't care if you feel called. I feel insulted. Get out of my house. I don't go to your house telling you to throw out your engraven images and cast out your idols, because if I said that, you would be like, oh, but I'm not worshiping them, so it's okay. It's like, well, if you actually read the Bible and I'd show you that passage, I would tell you that this is exactly what it says. But of course, I don't do that in people's own homes. You never insult someone in their own home. No matter who they are. That's my ideology. Doesn't matter what you think or what you see. Never insult someone in their own home. Out on the street, to their face. Absolutely. Now, unless someone is in danger, like they're mistreating their children, it's like, hey, I don't care if this is your own house. I will not stand for that. I will not let you abuse your own child in front of me. Not while I have the mental capacity to tell you, nuh-uh. But, like, you know, especially my grandma. My grandma's very Christian. And I'm sitting here, like, when she starts going on her rant, I just sit there and just, well, she'll know the truth soon. And that's what I tell when people are like, oh, well, okay, well, what do you believe? What happens when we die? The safe answer, the non-offensive answer is when we die, we learn the truth. Whatever that may be. That is my non-offensive answer, but if you're like, religion-wise, I'm like, I'm Jewish, so that's what I believe. I'm like, oh, so you believe in this? No. That's between me and God. It's like, if you ain't in my congregation, and if you ain't my rabbi or my future partner, my belief in God is between me and God. Now, if you ask respectfully, sure, I'll be willing to share my culture. And talking about my Jewish heritage and the celebrations we have and its history in Torah. But if you're gonna try to, like, evangelize me or whatever the fuck, man, get out of my face. At the risk of sounding hypocritical as well, it's like, yo, you be respectful of my religion, I'll be respectful of yours. Meanwhile, what do I do every time it comes up? I dog on Christianity and I dunk on Catholicism. So, yeah, I got double standards. I'll admit, I'll be the first to admit it. I have double standards when it comes to that shit. But if someone, like, comes in chat and says, hey, I'm Christian, I'll be like, oh, hi. And I won't, like, I won't say it to their face. Call me a coward all you want. I'll just pretend I'm being respectful. And I should preface, when I say I'm dogging on Christianity, I am dogging on Christianity, not Christians. Even though some of y'all annoy me. But doesn't everybody annoy you? Who doesn't annoy? What religion doesn't have annoying people in it? If a religion has people in it, guess what? Someone's gonna be annoying. And that's just a fact, Jack. No, that doesn't look. Same with Catholic. And when I dunk on Catholics, it's mostly the Catholic clergy and historical Catholics. You know, like the Crusades Catholics. I dunk on those guys all the time because fuck you. I'm Jewish. We got historical beef. Now, if a Catholic person were to come up to me and say, hey, this happened in history. I formally apologize for that. And I do not condone the actions of my, what would you call them? Not ancestors, but, you know, like, of my predecessors, I guess would be the right word. Be like, you know what? Okay. Just don't do it again. There. Personally, no problem with the individuals. As a collective, I take a bit of issue. Just a bit of issue. Not enough to make me go picket in the street and saying, "Get them out of our country, we don't want them here." No, I'll just roll my eyes when they're on their shit. And then any Catholics or Christians in the chat, you have full permission to roll your eyes when I'm on my shit. If we all just roll our eyes at each other and ignore and go about our day, pretty soon, it's not racism. What's it called when you're biased against someone based on their religion? Hang on, I gotta look that up, because, like, if it's based on gender, it's sexism. If it's based on race, it's racism. What's it called when you're biased against someone based on their religion? Hello? Hang on. We gotta duck it. Biased against someone based on religion. Okay, maybe religion bias? What is that? What is it called? Does it not have a word? I think it's just called prejudice, but that's not the right that's not the right connotation. Religious bias? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'll be the first to admit here, I have religious bias. Who's Charlie Kirk? I'll check that out later. So yeah. Until proven otherwise, I will make base assumptions about another person, but that's not so I can, like, be a hater towards them. That's mostly so I can protect myself and, you know, my family and whatnot. So if I just assume everyone's nice, despite everything, I'm good. You know, that's how you get in trouble. Now, also assuming everyone's out to get you is how you also get in trouble. But, like, if you say you're a Christian, I'm going to make some base assumptions about you based on the religious teachings of Christianity. Because if you're going to say you are this, because that'd be just weird. Like, because if someone is going to say that I am this thing, and then get offended when you make assumptions based on your understanding of said thing. It'd be weird. It'd be like, oh, I'm a dog person. Say, oh, so you have a pet dog? Oh, so you like dogs? That is a valid assumption. So when someone says to me that they're like Seventh-day Adventist, I can make the assumption, or I can ask, it's like, oh, are you vegetarian? Because a lot of Seventh-day Adventists are vegetarian. That's just how their belief system works. Like someone saying, hey, I'm Muslim. It's like, oh, so you believe in Mohammed. That's a valid assumption to make. Be like saying, I'm Muslim. It's like, oh, so you believe in Mohammed? No, I believe in Jesus. Why would you think that? It's like, you just said you were Muslim. The whole point of the Muslim religion is you believe Muhammad was your prophet. Screw me for assuming that, I guess. So when I say I'm going to make assumptions about you based on your religion, it's not like... Well, sometimes. If you come up to me and say, hey, I'm Muslim, I'm not gonna tell you that I'm Jewish, because I don't want to potentially have that fight. I'll just, oh, interesting, and then talk about football or something, I don't know. Now, it's different with the internet, because I can just outright say, hey, I'm Jewish, and it be semi-okay on the internet, because the most someone's gonna probably do is say, blah, and, you know, just point and thumb their nose at me, and on the internet, I can just block them. In real life, it's a little harder to block people in real life, especially if you're in forced proximity. So in real life, I don't broadcast that I'm Jewish as loudly as I do online. Because online, people can just send me threatening messages. And I can just go, alright, blocked, reported. But most of my, I think trepidations is the right word towards Catholics, Christians, and Muslims as a Jewish person is solely based on our history together and a few personal experiences. I'm not gonna go out of my way and say, you know, boo to someone if I find out they are of a certain persuasion. I'm just not, because I ain't got the time. I don't give that much of a damn. But if you get in my face about it, alright, now we're gonna have some problems. But in the meantime, most of it is just kind of joke. You know, it's just kind of like, just joking around. there's no real malice behind it. Now, when I say I do have malice behind those who enacted the Inquisition, yeah, I'm a little bitter about that. How many of my brothers died and were forced to convert out of fear for their lives? Yeah, I'm a little salty about that. Am I gonna still blame modern day Catholics for that? A part of me will. That's unavoidable. But the individuals, no. I'm not gonna point at a Catholic teen and say, it's your fault that the Inquisition happened, because you weren't there. I'm not gonna say that. That's stupid. Besides, I don't think the Inquisition was the Catholics. That was the Spanish government. Granted, it was religiously motivated. That's the right word. Oh, that's the issue. That's why she looks younger. Hang on. There we go. I'm starting to be like, why does she look so much younger in this frame? That's why. Okay, what's up, chair? I need to readjust these pillows. Ah, my legs. Alright. You can scram, actually. There we go. Maybe that'll be more comfortable. And a little bit of unknown lore about me. I'm Jewish, but chat, I was raised Seventh-day Adventist. I was actually raised Christian. So my biases towards Christianity is based on personal history. That's a little... Wait, okay, I'll just draw his head and then shrink it as need be. Is it completely fair for me to make certain assumptions solely based on my personal experiences? Solely? No, probably not. Has it greatly informed have my experiences greatly informed my biases towards or against Christianity. Yeah, that's how experience works. But like I said, personally, you don't do anything against me, I won't do anything against I won't think anything against you. It's like when I meet new people, I don't come out the gate swinging saying that I'm asexual, or that I'm a furry, or that I'm this or the other thing, because I don't know what their personal biases are, or how, shall we say, volatile? Because if I am talking to a guy and I say I'm ace, he might be one of those guys, and I just don't know, and I'd rather not risk it, you know. So it's gonna be one of those, in real life, it's gonna be one of those things where if it comes up, maybe I'll talk about it. But if not, I just won't say. But it's for the sake of self-preservation and protecting myself. So it's good to use judgment when dealing with people in real life. But they're like, say, oh, you should never judge someone. It's like, well, if someone walks down the street with a Metallica t-shirt on, you can make the assumption that they may or may not be a Metallica fan. You know? It'd be weird if they weren't. So, by definition, you judged them a Metallica fan based on appearances. Someone walks down the street in alt goth gear, decked out to the nines with the makeup and the hair, I'm gonna assume they're an alt goth and they like that kind of music. And I'm gonna compliment their battle jacket and ask them where they got all those patches, and if they made it themselves, and if they have any tips and tricks on how to make that jacket without breaking the bank. But by definition, I judged them based on their appearances. But like I was saying earlier, there's a difference between being judgmental and making a valid assumption based on factual information. Or based on your understanding of pop culture. Or what have you. There's a big difference. Like, if I also, at the risk of getting canceled, if I see someone walking down the street and they're wearing a burqa, I'm gonna assume they're Muslim, and I'm not gonna talk to them because I know they're not gonna want to talk to me. So rather than just ruining someone else's day by just running up to them and going, "Hi, how are you? I don't want to make any assumptions, but are you Muslim?" They'll call me an infidel and scream at my face, and then I'll get beheaded. I mean, is that is that a religious bias, or is that based on Is that based on personal experience? I've never personally been beheaded, but other people have. For less egregious offenses. So I was just not gonna engage. It's a survival instinct. I don't know how the outcome is gonna go. I'm not gonna engage. You can go ahead and try to cancel me over that. I'll just point at the stats and history. And they can do the same to me. But as long as neither of us are causing trouble, I think it'll be okay. Anyway, let's get off this topic, man. It's 2 o'clock already? I have been streaming for 3 hours. Yeah, wow. Eeh. Thank God no one watches my streams, man. But also, if someone clips this, I'm screwed. I don't know, was that a hot take? I can't tell anymore. What is a hot take anymore? Because some people are like, hot take! And then be like, spoiled milk is gross. And be like, cold, honey. Cold. Or it'll be like, hey, cold take, and then it'll be the most obscene thing you've ever heard. It's just, what? How is this a cold take? Who else? Whomst? Now, unless that's the joke, and that would be, honestly, that's kind of funny. It'll be like, hot take, and then say something very based. But that's just me. It's like, okay, now that's sarcasm, and that's funny. But then it's like, also hear me outs. Have we all forgotten what a hear me... The internet as a whole has forgotten what a hear me out is. Because they'll say, like, hear me out, and then point at the most conventionally attractive person you've ever seen in your life. I mean, like, that's not a hear me out, honey, because I can clearly see why. A hear me out is something you'll have to, bring out the PowerPoint presentation and explain to me. Because I have to hear you out. It'd be like, hear me out. Genu Saja. It's like, that's not a hear me out, honey. He's conventionally attractive. In fact, he's very attractive. I get you. I see you. I get it. Now, but then again, my perception of what a hear me out is very skewed, because then someone would be like, hear me out, Venom, and I'd be like, yeah, that's valid. That's not even a hear me out. That's not even a hear me out, kiddo. We all thought it. But it's like, oh, wait a minute. To the general public, that actually is a hear me out, because he's not, human. And by conventional By Western standards, he's not attractive. He's a monster. I'm sitting like, what? Man, I guess I've been on the internet too long. My example of a hear me out is very, very skewed. Like, if someone goes like, hear me out, Godzilla, and I'd be like, again, that's not a hear me out. That's valid. I can see it. You don't have to explain. But then, someone's like, oh god. Maybe I'm fucked up. Maybe I'm the weird one. Who knows? Now someone was like, hear me out, xenomorphs from Aliens. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, that's a hear me out. Alright, explain. I don't know. Some people are into that. It's like, ugh, nah. Xenomorphs kind of terrify me. Low-key kind of terrify. Face huggers terrify me. Xenomorphs just, ugh. Oof. I love the movie, but they freak me out, man. But again, that's mostly face huggers. Face huggers freak me out. Are we gonna continue? Because I need to eat lunch. We could end it here. I need to take a break and get food. I need to check the mail and use the bathroom again because caffeine. So, yeah. We're gonna end it here, folks. I need a break. Hopefully nobody clips that last bit. We actually did get a lot of work done today. Let's not... Now, this is just for me. Let's give a little refresher of all that what we did today. Give it a sec. Alright, we did that. We did... One moment. That. This. That. And this. We did 2 full pages plus the line art. I'm gonna go ahead and do the line art ahead of time. So we can just go straight to the coloring for the next few streams. I also need to catch on. I didn't listen to the Clueless podcast yesterday. I don't know. I just wasn't in the mood for Clueless. I'll get on that. It's working on the line art. Anyway. So. Might be a stream this Friday. Most likely, because I want to get this done as soon as possible so we can move on to the spooks. But, again, like... Fridays are my sometimes, and if they... Yeah, if they do happen, they're gonna be muted. Not muted, you know, just like no mic or low energy. But yeah, I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and sometimes Friday. Optional. I will be also... I post the comic that I'm working on here on DeviantArt every Tuesday and Thursday. Wednesday night, tonight, because of sacred holidays, and there are going to be some days where the posting was done previous or after. I try to post ahead of time, like, next month, Yom Kippur lands on a Thursday, so that page will be posted on the previous Wednesday. So, on the preceding Wednesday. Just so, you know, for personal stuff. I never know how to end these streams. I never do. So I think we'll just say, see you next time. Bye-bye.
You're all going to hell. Goodbye.